You to everyone. The board members present to my left is Scott Stokes, the Director of Public Works, and to his left is Roy Acree, the Deputy Fire Chief, and Rosemary Rivera is the Executive Assistant to the City Administrator, and she will be taking the official meeting minutes. First item on the agenda is a public hearing, variance request V14001, allow increase in fence height from 8 feet to 12 feet, 0.9 acres, land lot 741, 3325 Sleepy Lane. Catherine Harris is the applicant. Is Ms. Harris here? Okay, can you step to the podium, please? And for the record, can you please state your name and tell us about your variance request?
Yes, my name is Catherine Harris, and I own the property
to
at
the mic, so.
3325 Sleepy Lane.
Okay.
And I have a short section of privacy fence, which, because of the grade of the lot, exceeds the 8-foot limitation for a portion of the fence, about a 15-foot section, as is noted in the Community Development Memoranda. Mm-hmm. And I'm asking that I receive a variance for that section, which exceeds 8 feet, varying from 8 to 12 feet.
Okay. And what was the purpose of installing the fence?
The adjoining property, which is in unincorporated Cobb County, has a very unattractive outbuilding, which I was trying to screen visually.
Okay. Any questions for the applicant? Okay. All right, well, at this time we'll have the staff make their presentation.
Thank you.
Joey Stobbs.
Good morning, Joey Stobbs, Planner 1 with Community Development. Ms. Harris is requesting a variance at 3325 Sleepy Lane to increase fence height from 8 feet to 12 feet in the rear yard. It's a 15-foot wide fence section that, due to the grade of the property, it slopes approximately 4 feet in that 15-foot wide section. So the fence varies from 8 feet on the low end to 12 feet on the high end. It maintains a top, a constant top to the fence, so that doesn't change. It's just following the slope of the land. The fence, as she mentioned, is just screening an accessory building of the adjoining property in Cobb County. I don't know their accessory structure standards, but I would assume since it's a different jurisdiction, they have different standards that might not be compatible with the city of Smyrna. So this fence section, it is not visible from the right-of-way, or, you know, it is a heavily wooded lot that the house has a front setback of around approximately 100 feet, and the fence is well beyond that. So you can't not see it from the right-of-way, or it's very difficult to see that fence section. It's also the same width approximately as the accessory structure it's trying to hide. So that adjoining property is really the only person that can see the fence. It does probably exceed the width of that accessory structure by 5 feet. Mm-hmm. But we've reviewed the request and analyzed it according to the 4 standards of the variance ordinance. We've recommended approval. We posted appropriate signage, and the applicant has notified her adjoining neighbors, and inside the city and in unincorporated Cobb County, she's notified them. We have not received any opposition from those citizens. However, it initially to our attention through a complaint of that adjoining Cobb County resident who has that accessory structure, notified our city marshal, and that's how this all came to our attention.
Okay. Any questions for the staff? All right. This is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right, seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion, variance request V1400 be approved to allow an increase in fence height from 8 feet to 12 feet, .98 acres, land lot 741, 3325 Sleepy Lane, Kathleen Harris, applicant.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve variance request V14001, allow increase in fence height from 8 feet to 12 feet, 0.9 acres, land lot 741, 3325 Sleepy Lane. Catherine Harris is the applicant. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Next item is a public hearing, privilege license request L1C2013-31, beer package, 875 Windy Hill Road, Dawson Food Store, Incorporated, DBA Shell Food Mart. Elizabeth Ramiro is the agent. Is Ms. Ramiro? Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
For the record, can you please state your name?
Elizabeth Romero.
Okay, all right. And you are applying as the agent?
Yes.
Okay. Have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
What
Give
is?
it to her boss.
Yes.
Okay. So you haven't actually seen it?
No.
Okay. So you haven't read the ordinance?
No.
Okay. I would encourage you to please read the ordinance as the agent.
Okay.
All right. Have you completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I guess we got a copy of her certificate in the packet. All right. And what steps do you have in place to make sure that you do not sell, or your store does not sell alcohol to underage persons?
Like, what are my steps?
Yeah, what steps?
Checks IDs, and I can tell by just looking at them if they're actually over 21. Because sometimes they try to present like a fake ID.
Okay. And what else do you do? What type of training do you do for the staff there?
For the staff, they read, like I do like a paper where it says that you have to check IDs. And if you're not comfortable that you think that they're not over 21, we have the right not to sell beer.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for the applicant?
I have a couple. Ms. Romero, is this the first time that you've been a registered agent in this capacity?
Yes.
Okay, and I understand that you've taken the training and we have the certificate and proof of that. And is there anything on your register at the point of sale that requires the entry of a date of birth for alcohol? So you do have that in place at your store?
Yes, when we ring up, yeah, it does.
So the person that's making the sale cannot complete the transaction until they enter a date of birth. Is that correct? Okay. Okay, that's all.
Is the who was given the City of Smyrna alcoholic beverage license requirements, is that person here?
The owner? No, sir.
Is that the owner?
Yes.
Can you please step to the podium? For the record, can you state your name?
Azam Giovanni.
Say it in the mic.
Okay. Azam Giovanni.
Okay.
And I guess our business license officer has provided you with a copy of our ordinance.
Yes.
Why is it that your applicant has not been provided that? Why haven't you shared that with Ms. Romero?
I mean, I filled it out for her. She's just an agent, so I just got all her information and just filled it out.
Well, I know, but I mean, don't you think she ought to be aware of what the law is?
I mean, she knows already. I mean, it's not like I didn't give it to her. I've explained her everything.
I think also what he's talking about is really not a form that you would fill out on her behalf as the owner, but it would be more of the actual ordinance, the city law that we have in place that deals with the sale of alcohol. And the reason that we're talking about this is obviously the city of Smyrna takes the responsible sale of alcohol very seriously. Are you aware that the police department does undercover operations to see if people who sell alcohol are in compliance? They do that on a regular basis.
She actually had to go through like a class, like an agent class that she went through when she was taught everything. And also she had to get a permit to sell the beer. So she went through all that stuff.
Right, I understand, but it's also required that you have in possession a copy of the ordinance and that you're familiar with the ordinance. So it's important that she's familiar with the ordinance as the registered agent.
I will give that to her.
Okay.
And it's our understanding that your store is currently on probation for selling to minors?
From the previous owner.
Okay, all right. So that probation does not end until March of this year. So I would encourage you to make sure that she reads the ordinance and that everybody is aware of all the rules and regulations.
I will do that.
Okay.
Ms. Romero, do you know what happens if someone in the store sells to underage individuals?
Yes, sir.
What happens?
What I've heard, or they've told me, the underage agent or the undercover comes in here, and if you sell them the beer without asking a proper ID or notification, they'll arrest you and take you to jail.
And
Find you and put you on probation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but then you know what happens to you.
Yes, I get put in jail and the license would get taken away.
Well, no, not really, but
Put on probation.
But you do go to jail.
Yes.
Okay.
License gets suspended.
So, the city of Smyrna, we do take this very seriously, so we don't want any of the things to happen as far as your store.
what is your capacity at the store? What is going to be your day-to-day capacity at that store?
Me?
Yes.
I'm the worker. I'm the cashier that works there.
And what are your hours?
From open to close. Sometimes it just varies the hours.
Well, I mean, open to
40 hours a
close
week.
is what,
40
6 a.m. to 12 p.m.? I mean,
Hours a week.
ma'am?
Like around 40 hours a week. It just depends on the hours.
It fluctuates.
And how many employees are licensed to sell alcohol in your store?
Right now it's just me and her.
So the two of you? Okay. Okay.
All right, any more questions? The Smyrna Police Department did do a background investigation, and it revealed no information that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone else would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right, seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
I'll make a motion that we approve license LIC 2013-31 privilege license for beer package 875 Windy Hill Road, Dawson Food Store Incorporated, doing business as Shell Food Mart, Elizabeth Romano agent, and that the owner ensure that the agent receives and understands the City of Smyrna alcoholic beverage license requirements. Like that informal motion.
Second motion.
It's been motioned.
Second motion.
Okay. It's been motioned and properly second that we approve the privilege license LIC 201331-31 beer package 875 Windy Hill Road, Dawson Food Store Incorporated, DBA Shell Food Mark. Elizabeth Romero is the agent. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is a public hearing, variance request, LIC 2013-32, beer, wine, liquor pouring, 2579 Cobb Parkway, GMRI Incorporated, DBA Red Lobster, store number 0392 with Dan Lee Adams as the agent. Hey, good morning. How are you today?
Doing great.
Good. For the record, can you please state your name?
Dan Lee Adams.
All right. And you are going to be the agent at Red Lobster?
Yes.
Okay. And have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Have you read it and do you understand it?
Yes, I do.
All right. And then you have completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
Yes, I have.
All right. And I think we got your certificate on file here. And what steps do you have in place to make sure that your employees do not sell alcohol to underage persons in your restaurant?
Well, we have ongoing training that every member of the sales staff has to certify in responsible alcohol service at least twice a year.
Okay.
We have pre-shift meetings every day that reviews responsible alcohol service, proper identification. We actually provide them with a brief outline of that meeting that has the legal date for that particular day.
Okay.
The point of sale system has it displayed across the top of it when they go to ring in any orders. And we also have posters in the team areas in the alley that shows different identifications that are legal forms of identification.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Cox, do you have a copy of his certificate? Because I don't see it in the attachments here.
Yes, I do. It came in late. But,
Okay.
well, you have it there in front of you, too?
Okay.
I
All
printed
right.
a copy of it.
And what's the date of completion?
2613.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Any questions?
Mr. Adams, what's your capacity at this store?
I'm a director of operations for Red Lobster.
Okay, so do you go to work at that store, or do you oversee multiple stores?
I oversee multiple stores, but I do visit that location frequently.
How often is frequently?
Anywhere from 2 to 3 times a month
2 to 3 times a month.
on scheduled visits, and then there's unscheduled visits.
Okay. And how many stores, just out of curiosity, do you oversee?
10
10.
in the Atlanta area.
And are you the registered agent for any other store?
The 2 other Cobb County locations, Kennesaw and Austell, I hold the license for those as well.
And how long have you held those licenses?
About a year now.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
What happened to the previous agent?
He retired from the company.
And if I'm not mistaken, this location is also on probation?
Yes, it is.
Do you know when that probation ends?
I think it's got about 6 more months, if I'm not mistaken. That was prior to my
Okay.
taking over that particular
So
location.
you realize that the store will remain on probation until its expiration.
Correct.
You know, in the past, this board has heard information about, very detailed, specific information about processes in place and the corporation, the training, all that stuff. It's very impressive. Just kind of as an obvious point, an obvious statement, please, in your capacity, ensure that the responsible sale of alcohol continues in the store. You do understand, as just previously mentioned, that that store is on probation, and if there were to be another violation in the near future, we'd have to take additional steps, and nobody wants to do that. So please ensure that your staff continue to sell alcohol responsibly.
We will.
Because our police department, as you know, from time to time, will do undercover stings to determine if, alcohol is being sold to minors.
I understand that.
Okay. A background investigation was done by the Smyrna Police Department, and it revealed no information that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right, seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that the privileged license request LIC 2013-32 beer, wine, liquor pouring, 2579 Cobb Parkway, GMRI Incorporated, doing business as Red Lobster, store number 0392, Dan Lee Adams as agent, be approved.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that privileged license request LIC 2013-32 beer, wine, liquor pouring, 2579 Cobb Parkway, GMRI Incorporated, DBA Red Lobster, store number 0392, with Dan Lee Adams as the agent. All in favor, please vote. All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Next item is a public hearing, privilege license request LIC 2013-33, beer, wine, liquor pouring, 2997 Cumberland Boulevard, Cappy Pie Ventures, DBA Wing Factory with Kelvin. Okay, I guess they spelled it wrong. Kevin Ray Parker as the agent. Mr. Parker, can you, for the record, state your name?
Sure, it's Kevin Ray Parker.
Okay, all right. And have you received a copy of the city's alcohol beverage ordinance?
I have.
Okay, and have you read it, and do you
Yes.
understand that ordinance?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and have you completed the responsible alcohol sales class?
I have.
All right, and I guess we have a copy of your certificate. Okay, let me make sure we got that. All right, well, my screen is not up right now. Okay, all right. No. Sorry about that. Okay, place at your restaurant to make sure that alcoholic beverages are not sold to underage persons.
Well, first, we understand the serious matter that the city of Smyrna takes this, so it'll be involved in training immediately. And our first step to everybody that comes in is that anybody that looks under 40 is carded in our restaurant. And we also use the Training Institute where I took the class.
Okay.
He will actually come into the store once a year and do a training class for all the servers in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also performs his own secret shoppers in the store for our training as well.
Okay.
And then we will also it's ongoing training for us as well to make sure any new people go through the same training.
Okay, all right. Any questions for Mr. Parker?
Is this, I guess, doing business at, I guess, Wing Factory, is this a franchise, or is it a...
No, it's partnering with the original owner, who has two other locations in the city of Atlanta. He's been in that location for 14 years with no issues with his liquor license, and he's been in the city of Chamblee for 3. So this will be the third location.
Is this what type of restaurant is it? A sports bar, or just
It's a family-oriented sports bar, yes. Wings is the main. It's primarily 80% food. There's no late hours. It's probably 11 to 11 is what we'll do. We may do up to midnight on the weekends, and we also deliver food.
And are you the registered agent for any other location?
Yes, sir.
Is this the first time that you've been a registered agent for a location? Okay.
And your capacity there is what?
Owner-operator.
Owner-operator.
Are the wings good?
Excellent.
So is it open?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
We're shooting for the end of the month.
Okay.
The state, I know the state's aware. We've done everything we had to do with them, and I guess they're just waiting on your approval, so we'll be able to finish up with them as well.
So is it ready to open, or are you just under construction? Or?
It can be ready to open. It's within 2 weeks. We're that close now.
And how many employees will you have that will be licensed to serve alcohol?
Probably between 15 and 20.
Okay. So obviously the more you have, the more there is to take care of. And I know that you've heard the comments from this board, just for the record and, just for the sake of the seriousness of it, please ensure that your employees take the sale of alcohol, responsible sale of alcohol seriously.
And Scott
Please.
is also, with the Training Institute, has also really hammered us with that as well. So.
Right. And make sure that your employees understand that if they get caught serving to a minor, that they're arrested on the spot.
Understood.
And that our police department also comes in and does undercover stings to
Okay.
make sure you're in compliance.
Are all your servers going to have permits to serve, or are they going to, or just some of them?
No, all of them.
In your capacity as owner-operator, does that mean that you're at the store all the time, as most owner-operators are?
Until my wife kills me, yes.
Yeah.
That's the plan, yes.
Okay.
So I anticipate 60-hour weeks easily.
Okay.
All right, a background investigation, was done by the Smyrna Police Department, and it revealed no information that would preclude issuance of this particular license. So with that said, this is a public hearing. If anyone else would like to speak regarding this issue, I ask that you please step to the podium at this time. All right, seeing no one, I would like to entertain a motion, please. We still got, okay.
Make a motion. Privileged license request LIC 2013-33 beer, wine, liquor pouring 2997 Cumberland Boulevard, Kappa Pi Ventures, DBA Wing Factory with Kevin Ray Parker as agent be approved.
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that we approve privilege license request LIC 2013-33 beer, wine, liquor pouring 2997 Cumberland Boulevard, Cappy Pie Ventures, DBA Wing Factory with Kevin Ray Parker as the agent. All in favor, please vote. I guess we got to vote by hand. All right, motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a great day.
Same to you. Next item is approval of the minutes for the License and Variance Board meeting of December 11th, 2013.
Make a motion that the minutes of the License and Variance Board meeting of December 11th, 2013 be approved.
Can I get
Second motion.
It's been motioned and properly second that the minutes for the License and Variance Board meeting of December the 11th, 2013 be approved. All in favor, please vote. All right, motion passes unanimously, and I would like to declare this meeting adjourned at 10:29 a.m. Thank you.
I guess our school board